Hey, snake eyes. I actually learned you actually learn better if you're having fun.
Oh, we had Fiestas too.
Yeah, like we think I was like 5'10", 5'9", 180.
Relative is in your dream, like a passed away relative, and they try to take you, like they're taking your soul or something like that. Like you'll actually like. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Nice4What. I am your host, Treyvin. As always, I got my boy Gavin with me.
Talofa.
What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I already forgot. It is a Thursday. Our filming days are Thursdays, so don't judge us if we tired or anything like that. But today we got a few topics for you guys, as always. Today is gonna be a little bit more of a kind of blast from the past type episode thing. So we're gonna be reminiscing a little bit, kind of talking about our pasts and what made us who we are today.
Yep, back in the day.
We got no table today, so today's a little interesting. We usually use a mahjong table. My parents took it camping, so I mean. Yes, my parents gamble when we go camping.
Yes,
that's a whole different thing. But today we'll get it started with Gavin. Where'd you go to school? Either high school or college, or actually no.
I'll give you the whole thing, bro.
I'll redo that whole question. What do you feel like? At what point in your life do you feel like it was your best moment, or like not peak, I guess, but like kind of like where you had more memories and where you had more fun?
Where life was good.
Yeah.
That's a lot, because I
know, right?
I love my childhood. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I had a pretty
question.
good childhood, you know. Like, I love my elementary school years. I was actually a troublemaker in elementary school a little bit. Not too crazy, but I was. I got alleged detention a couple times, you know. Shout out to
you been in detention?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I've never.
You know, I had to stay in where all the kids got to go to recess, you know. I was
bad. Word?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I was a troublemaker. I did some wild stuff. Like, if I had my own kid, I would have smacked myself. You know?
Oh, shit.
But middle school, I started behaving. I did really good in school, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I played like the sports, many sports as I could.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like, that's where I really started making a bunch of like my Filipino friends and Vietnamese, and I had a lot of black friends because like my school was pretty much black, Filipino, Vietnamese.
Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to?
Middle school. Up in Skyway, kind of in the ghetto parts of Renton.
Oh, so you've been in Skyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in Skyway Middle School, and then high school, I went to Hazen, you know, better opportunity school.
Is it a better opportunity school though?
Somewhat. But yeah, Hazen was cool.
Yeah.
Had a different experience there. I kind of had senioritis pretty early.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Don't even tell me about it.
But now, you know, you can look back and you're like, dang, it wasn't even that hard.
Yeah. I know, right? We're just like, I just look back at it, I'm like, fuck, man, I should have just done the work.
The homework. I miss doing homework.
Like going to college, after we're going to college and then compared it to high school, I'm just like, man, I should have just fucking done the work.
Facts. And then like went to Utabato, you know, in college, and like that was a great experience.
Yeah.
Met a lot of new people, and majority of my friends like that. I mean, almost like my friends that I hang out with now are all from Utabato. So I try to hang out with some of my high school friends. Yeah. I still say what's up sometimes to like my middle school friends, but I don't really see any of my elementary school friends. I hope y'all doing okay. I hope, you know, my elementary school homies out there are succeeding in life.
Yeah. Man gave us a whole run through of his whole life. Damn. Well, shit, I've been in Kent almost all my life. I've only moved out for like a year or two. When I Utabato, like I moved out to Edmonds for a year. And then after college, I moved out for a year and lived in Seattle. But other than that, I mean, I've been in Kent all my life. I went to elementary school here. Went to Daniel Elementary School, George T. Daniel. You know, definitely a lot of mixed kids there too. Because Kent, like obviously, there's a lot of diversity down here. And then high school, went to Kent Ridge High School. Home of the Chargers. I can't even rip that. That's not even a cool ass mascot.
We little Dragons, baby. You know what it is on Othello.
Home of the Chargers, boy.
African American Academy,
boy.
Baby. You know, Campbell Hill, not that far too. Come on now.
Charger power, boy. But I don't even know if we played. I think did we play Hazen? I mean, y'all were in a different. I don't know.
High school?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all were.
No, I don't think so. Because you guys we were called the Senior League.
Oh yeah.
You guys were something else, and then I think now they're playing the same league.
Because I was like
big old conference now. I don't know what.
Because I played baseball. I didn't think we played Hazen at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, went to high school at Kent Ridge, home of the Chargers.
Home of the Chargers.
But yeah, I've been in Kent the whole time. So for me, man, it's kind of hard to look back too, because there's so much been going on, or like different stuff. I would say college, but to be honest, like with how easy and free balling, what's another word for it? Kind of free willed you're living when you're in high school.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not like a fucking jock. One of those jocks is like back in my high school days. Yeah. That's when they peak and shit. Nah, I don't know. I only say high school just because it was so much easier in terms of like all you had to do was go to school. And like it's weird because now we sound like our parents. Because you know, like back when you're in high school, you're like, man, I don't want to fucking go to class. This shit's stuck. Yeah, like this shit sucks.
I ain't gonna lie, I did skip class a couple times. You know, like
I didn't do that till college. I would have got my ass beat in high school if I did that shit.
Lie, you know.
We airing everything out right now. We exposing ourselves.
My mom don't see this until
I know, same.
Now, you know. Same. I ain't trying to get beat.
I didn't do that shit till college, man. Once you in college and you see the freedom, shit.
College is wild. Like,
yeah, they really trust you.
Yeah, they really trust. It's because you paying, and it's up to you now what you want to do.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
You really don't have to go to class no more.
For sure. I think I went to like one class with. I had three. What? I had a stack in college. I had like a Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Wednesday, and I probably went to like one or two of those classes a week. Still passed, you know, for the most part.
Honestly, like, okay, if college was more structured how it is in like other countries where you can go directly into like kind of the school you want to go to.
Yeah.
Like if you knew you want to go engineering or finance or something like that, if you could have skipped the first 2 years of college,
yeah,
go straight there, I would easily take.
Oh, easy. I probably take more serious.
Yeah, take more serious because like honestly, like for most people, I would recommend taking like 1 year or 2 years.
I definitely. The biggest thing I didn't do was take a break. Honestly, coming out of high school, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like 18 hit, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Honestly, I want to be a cop, bro. But then I was like, all the police brutality shit started going on. I was like, man, I don't want. I want to be able to come home to my like family.
Though you could have been a Bellevue cop. But,
I mean, you still can.
I mean, yeah.
But like, for me it was the social and like political factor of like being a cop. I was like, man, I don't want to fucking. I mean, yeah, like every day we go about life. You never know when you're gonna get got, but like cop, you're like number one target now. It is. It would have been cool, but you know. But yeah, like I definitely recommend a year off coming out of high school. If there's any advice that we can give the younger kids.
Yeah, if you don't know what you want to do yet, definitely.
Yeah.
I would travel.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
If you can, try to go travel to some part of the world because you'll honestly learn more about the world by traveling in that year than you would taking classes.
Yeah, even like a study abroad too. Like that counts. Like you're gonna be in school, yeah, but like at least you're gonna be. It's a whole new setting for you, and you can kind of see what the world is like.
It's crazy. It's like now that I think about it, there's definitely things I should have done. Like maybe I should have gone into business because even though I like science, I'm still good at like numbers and like I like looking at money for some reason. I like investments and stuff. All that.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, you could have done finance.
Yeah, like
like the amount of fucking knowledge you know.
Yeah,
like man,
I watch YouTube and you learn all this stuff and you're like, oh, this guy, okay, I get it now. And then like, oh, but now you think about it, you could have got a degree in this and all that. You could have
been, you could have been an advisor.
Yeah, like
like a broker.
I don't know, like every day I look at my investments and all that stuff, make sure all my money is and stuff.
Yeah,
but you know, it is most people. You don't know what you want to do when you come out of high school, and that's like the scariest thing.
Which is the craziest thing. They expect an 18-year-old to like know what they're doing. Yeah. Bro, it didn't take me until like last year or till like the year before for me to finally figure out like what I actually like was passionate about, what I want to do, and that's like 24.
Yeah, and then I think like because the brain is still developing. Because like there's like I saw this video as a joke. It was like when a guy turns 25, all of a sudden like he starts to think differently.
Yeah,
like, he's
right.
Like, oh yeah, I want to start a business now.
Yeah, bro. Like I definitely got that this year too.
It's like now like I started to think of things seriously. I don't like being around teenagers all the time.
Yeah,
it's like what the heck is wrong with me?
I definitely made that switch last year. Like it was so fucking weird.
I was like, what? Like what is wrong with me? But
like my peak whatever pre-25 was up until like November, and then December hits, and I'm like, the fuck am I doing? It was so weird. It was so.
Fix this. Let me trim this lawn.
Yeah, right. It was so fucking weird. I started doing dad shit. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, I don't mind it, but like, it's fucking funny.
Freight, you know?
Yeah.
By looking at
I be going to like Trader Joe's and shit now, like Whole Foods, like.
Nice.
I'm just like.
You start enjoying different things. You know, you start wearing more comfortable shoes instead of trying to look cool.
Yeah, bro. I go to Costco.
You're like, oh, my feet feel good. Like this is weird.
I'm out in Target. Yeah. Like I got some like shoes, but I'm not a sneakerhead by any means.
I buy some of my clothes at Costco, and it'd be good.
I'll go TJ Maxx or Ross.
Ross do be having some stuff sometimes, dude. Stuff for less. That's what I've always said.
Just for less?
Yeah, dress for less, stuff for less, you know? Whatever you want. Like, it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, you know, they got what you, like, didn't realize you want. Like, if you want baggy clothes, they got big old baggy clothes that are cheap. And I just be buying those sometimes. I'm like, well, like, save money. I don't need to buy no fresh off the like factory line.
Yeah.
The name brand store.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, like Nikes be expensive.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Like, I used
for
to
sure.
love
It stay
Nike.
expensive.
Shirts was like $20-some, but now they can be pushing like $30-$40. I'm like, yeah, nah, that's not me.
Nah, even like when we were doing like back to school shopping, it was like what, 2 for $20 for a shirt?
Oh yeah, back to
which is crazy.
crazy.
Like 2 for $20 for a shirt. That's like what's the girl equivalent? Oh no, I guess no. Nike still is. Nike is unisex. I take it back. I take it back. Nah, but yeah, like this shit is hella expensive now. People be like sending like Gucci shirts and stuff like hey, if that's your style, if that's your fashion, then go for it. If you can afford it, go for it. But for me personally, I'm
comfortable in sweat shorts.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, not when you get to like a certain point in your life, you just want to be comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. Man, if I could, I'd go in sweats everywhere. Or shorts. I'm shorts or sweats, man. I'm there.
Sweats, bro, like
the club even, bro. It's for them if they take it.
Bro, if I could go to Forum in shorts, I would, bro. I don't care. I don't like. You start to not care about what other people think about you. That's the biggest thing when you get older.
Oh no, for sure.
Like majority, besides the people that like you actually care about and they love you, they actually want the best for you. You care. You start care about what they think. But like other people, like
no, I don't give 2 bucks.
I don't care. You're not in my life no more. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, it's like that same thing. We were talking about like 2 episodes ago, or like an episode ago, where you're like, if you don't got my number or something, then you can't even. Yeah, it's like it's like that type of thing. If you have a problem
with me, text me. If you don't have my number, you don't know me enough to have a problem with.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like,
we like reach that point.
Like we said, we really only have a few people like.
For sure.
Solidly hang out with still, bro.
For sure. You're like our circle is way tighter.
Yeah.
But like bringing it back to the whole like high school, college, like what was your like? What do you feel like was your not peak time, but like what like best moment for you?
That's hard because
it's hard because they're both high school and college for me at least were pretty the same. Like free, like you're free to do whatever.
Yeah, I was pretty free to do a lot of stuff that I want to do. Because I also did like part-time running start. And, you know, I honestly I should play more sports than football, or than just football in high school. Like I should have kept with baseball. Honestly, like my dad told me that every time, like Gavin, you should have kept playing baseball when you were younger. I was like, yeah, but I got bored of it. You know, I'm like a 10-year-old kid just standing out there.
Never late, man.
And I went to basketball instead.
It's never late.
I played basketball 1 year and then I stopped. And then
I mean, you never know when you're young though. Yeah. Like obviously.
It's just like it was just boring.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I just like I stay. The only reason I know like play baseball now is because I stay with it.
My favorite times in high school were honestly like. I love Spanish class. It was cool because you got to learn culture.
Yeah.
And I actually learned you actually learn better if you're having fun.
Oh, we had fiestas too.
Yeah. Like we would cook at home.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
You know? Avelino was my partner. Shout out, bro. You know, like my Spanish name in high school class was Leonardo.
That was Senor Trevino. That shit was lit, bro. That shit was lit. At the N on the O.
Oh my god, bro. The little asterisk in there. You know what I'm saying? Little squiggly.
That shit was dope.
But like high school was cool because like, you know, football, like for me, football was fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, football practice was the best part.
Really? I never did football.
Music blasting.
Okay.
We were when you go on scout teams, you start talking like shit to your teammates who are supposed to be like, you know, they're the actual first team on there, but you're on scout team, so you're just messing around doing stuff. So it was just fun, like building that camaraderie with like some of the teammates and the homies, right?
Yeah.
And then I think, other than high school, it was like, I don't know. I was always jumping around between groups a lot.
Okay.
So
I think that's a lot of us because you're still trying to find yourself.
Yeah, you're still trying to find yourself, and then but like obviously I could tell like from freshman year to senior year, my group started to change.
Oh yeah.
Like I started to just focus on one side.
Yeah.
And then. But you know, high school. It's not like I don't think high school was honestly at my peak. I just like had enjoyed every single thing I could, and every single like middle school. Honestly, was very fun for me.
Really?
I was like, yeah. Like a lot of people say they don't like middle school, but I actually did.
Middle school, like it was cool for me too.
It was cool. Like I got to do like a lot of sports. I got to meet a lot of people, cool people. You know, and then what else? Like I was actually doing very good in school too.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like
actually, no, middle school. Yeah,
I was a very good student.
Yeah.
Like I was like 2 years advanced in math. And like I was able to do my homework on time. I finished all that, and then
so weird. And then high school happens.
And then high school happens. Honestly, like sophomore year, freshman and sophomore year, I was like, dog, I don't feel.
Like I don't know what
I'm the fuck. Burnt out, bro.
Is this what 18 feels like? That's what you're thinking?
Dang,
like is this what adulthood feels like?
I'm an upperclassman, like already, you know. But in elementary school, like dog, you know, I was a four-square king, you know. Yeah. I hit him with the you know, the no looks everywhere. You know, I was running the courts.
Bro, I was saying, me and all my cousins went to elementary school together. Bro, like we were teaming up on people because we always had a cousin like in a grade above us. Yeah, and it was over. It was crazy. Him and his friends would get the court, and then once they're on the court, ain't nobody coming off. We just keep them on.
We would call cherry bombing everything, dude. You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, hey, snake eyes. You know?
Y'all got the cherry bomb, bro?
Yeah.
They actually
was leading what got to call the rules, bro.
Nah, man, they banned all that. Well, they didn't ban it, but like, you know, everybody that was a king, they never.
Screw those teachers. They banned that.
They didn't want nobody to lose. Same thing with wall ball. You couldn't water ball.
Wall ball was nasty, bro. Oh my god, bro. Elementary school was live, bro. We got to play kickball, bro. This guy.
You guys got to play kickball?
Yes, and it was the funny thing because like it happened twice to the same dude on 2 occasions. Like, well, actually, he. So there's a little kid, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he was the same age as me. He was just walking.
The little kid.
We were playing kickball. He was like walking like probably like 50, 70 feet away. He wasn't even playing the game. Yeah. And he's just walking by, and then like this guy kicked the ball, and he goes in the air. And we're like, oh look, and then we see this dude, and he looks at it. We're like, hey, heads, and then he turns and hits him right in the nuts, bro. I was dying. How does he get so?
Hold up, which way was he walking?
So like he's walking first base line, towards center field, but he's not part of the game. Like.
How they hit him in the nuts?
He's just in recess because then he turned towards the.
He turns to the ball.
Hit him right in the nuts, bro. Like, even if I saw that now, I would be dying. Bro. I'm like, that 5th grader just got hit in the nuts, bro.
I was like, how do you get hit in the nuts? Unless you like walking in.
It's so funny, bro. And then I remember the second occasion where like we were jumping over so there's like a staircase and we jump over the rails. So, like, you know, it was like, oh, you could jump over rails. Yeah. And he was like wearing these baggy jeans. So he tried it, he got caught and he hit his nuts to the same dude, bro.
Hey, RIP to that boy's nuts, bro. I know damn well you didn't develop right.
But it was so funny.
I know you didn't develop right, my boy.
Bro, like, oh my god. And then, you know, like field days used to be fun, bro.
Yeah.
Like, school. So I don't know what my favorite time is, bro. Like I enjoyed each one in a certain different way.
Yeah. Like
they all mold me in a different way. And
then if you had to pick.
If I had to pick?
Like if you actually had to pick.
That's tough.
Oh, that'll make it tougher.
I'm
gonna
say middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah. Because I have dreams, and like in my dreams, my setting is sometimes in my middle school.
Dude, you have dreams?
I dream.
I don't got dreams.
I dream every single night.
Sometimes I just be asleep and then
Remy.
Really?
I'm on that Remy.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, I just don't hate Remy. Yeah, I just don't hate Remy.
Dreaming is good for y'all.
It is good for you, but like I just don't be dreaming. Maybe even if I get like 10 hours of sleep, or
that's
like
crazy. Do you
like
wait
8,
to watch when you go to sleep?
Yeah.
And do you check your sleep app, like see like what cycles you're in? You don't ever hit REM?
Well, I hit REM, but it's not like.
But you don't remember any dreams at all? That's crazy, bro. I dream every night, bro.
I used to dream a lot. But I used to dream a lot. That was like college time. Once college was done, I think it stopped. It's so weird. I don't know. It just randomly stopped.
I don't know. I always try to seek the meaning of it. Like, why do I dream, but some of my other friends don't dream either? I'm like, why is that? What?
Oh, me and Vanessa were talking about this yesterday, 2 days ago. Like what the different meanings of like dreams and stuff like that, and how different cultures got like different superstitions and stuff. Yeah. That like I know it's a big thing, like Filipino like tradition and stuff like that. Like, what is it? Like if a relative, like the best one I can remember is if a relative is in your dream, like a passed away relative, and they try to take you, like they're taking your soul or something like that. Like you'll actually like. Shit, well, quote me, like in the comments. Quote me if I'm wrong, but if I remember right, that was a dream.
Nobody want me to.
Like if you see them and they're actually trying to take you with them, then it's like, oh, you're like they're gonna take you.
Like, is it supposed to be scary, or is it supposed to be like they miss you and like they?
I think it's like, well, you're not supposed to, obviously, like go with them.
If it's your time, it's your time.
I don't know if it's your time at that point. I don't know if that's actually.
So it's more like a scary thing.
I think it's a little bit of a scary thing. Like it's not.
That's just to make kids like man.
It's not like your relative or something like that. But it's your relative, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's something like that. Like that's one I can remember, and then, I gotta try to remember the other ones. Do you like what different meanings of like dreams do you have? Like in the Mian culture.
I don't know about Mian culture, but I just know like.
Or just like.
What do you know? Like, hey, do you ever have dreams where like you're pulling out your teeth?
Huh. I've heard that actually.
And it's like it's not even like a solid pull. It's like a gummy thing. Like it's like eating Laffy Taffy, but you're pulling it from your Laffy Taffy. Some people say they had it. I've looked it up because I've had it like quite often sometimes.
Yeah.
And like some people think it's like related to stress.
Oh, I can believe that. Okay.
Yeah, so
I can believe that.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But I've had those dreams a couple times. I don't know. I've heard other people have those dreams too. We talk about it sometimes. Like, hey, like, have you ever had those dreams where your teeth are like you're pulling out your teeth and it's just really gummy and stringy? So that I don't know.
Or is it like if you dream that an angel or like you get dropped? It's like an angel dropping you or something.
What the hell?
Like your guardian angel dropped you or something like that. Something like that. It's something like that. Like if you have a dream that you're falling. Like that's I think that's a thing.
I'll be having random dreams. I'll be having like I'm a hero or something. Like, I'll be out here fighting demons. You know what I'm saying? I'll be hopping from house to house, bro. It's probably all the anime I watch, bro.
What's like the most recent dream I can think of? Shit, like it's been a while. I be having a lot of like deja vu dreams. So like it happens in the future. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like those dreams are kind of cool. Those are the only dreams. That's the only time now where I dream. But like now, obviously, like all of those dreams happened when I was like younger. We're talking like middle school, sometimes even elementary school. Dude. But like now, I don't get it that much.
I have movies in my head when I sleep, bro.
Maybe I should get it. Maybe I should. Hey, if anybody knows any like sleep study analysis people or whatever, like, do I have a problem? Is it me? Am I the drama?
Because like sometimes I be like enjoying my dream. I wake up partially like, nah, let me go back to my dream.
See, you could do that.
It actually continues the dream sometimes. I swear.
See, I can't do that.
My mama, bro.
I can't do that
Sometimes, bro. I exit a dream, wake up. I'm like, nah, go back to it, and it happens to just be the dream.
I've had dreams before, and I'm like, I want to get back into that dream, and I lose it. I like lose it, or it takes a complete turn. Like it was going right, and then it goes left.
Dang, bro, that's crazy. How about you? What's your favorite time of school then? If you had to pick,
if I had to pick, shit. Honestly, it might be college. The more I think about it, only because like there's a lot more freedom, and like, yeah, I was a bad student, but like, but like it was a lot of that was a good. College was a good time for me to like figure out who I was, I guess, or like start figuring out who I was. Because, like, you know, you hang out with different people, you meet different people, you have the freedom to, like, study whatever you want, essentially.
Yeah.
And then you kind of learn different stuff. Like, I wasn't the best student, but, like, it was fun to learn certain things. Like, of course, like, I still have interest in, like, criminology kind of stuff. So, like, learning about that and, like, actually being in the major, like, when things starting to get fun. But then when you're doing, like, the prereqs, obviously, like, you're doing the classes they require you to do. So it's just like, whatever. So, but then once I started getting into that, then I was like, okay, it's cool. Like, it could be something I want to do. But then, like, it was more of an internal battle for me, like, kind of figure out what I want to do, what was fitting with society at the time, and, like, what was worth the risk, I guess. But, yeah, essentially just college being the freedom to do, like, whatever you want, and then, like, figuring out who you are as a person, or, like, kind of getting that stepping stone to figuring out who you are. And, like, kind of progressing that in as you go into, like, your mid-20s and, like, 30s eventually and stuff like that.
It's a great place to also build connections, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you looked at LinkedIn, people match each other just to match each other because, I know that person, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you can see, like, they're in a different bunch of, like, fields of career fields.
Yeah.
So, like, I would definitely, like, don't just go be those people who go to college and then go home. If you do have to go home and go work or something like that, I get it. But try to, like, at least engage in some club activities. Yeah. Meet some people, like, you know, I think some of my favorite, like, classmates are actually veterans. Yeah. Because they're very focused when it comes to projects. Like, they're very mature. And, like, they actually help you get the project done. Because I worked with, like, very spoiled. Aired out. I know. And they're very distracted. Like, I get distracted sometimes, but, like, these guys are worse than me. I'm like, okay, we gotta get this out. Like, there's a dude that's still. Yeah. And then so I actually had an incident where me and my two other project members, we had to report them to this other guy, to the professor.
Oh, word.
He was just like looking at Star Wars stuff, making noises.
Oh, so he wasn't actually like.
He was barely contributing. Like he would like try to flex that like he had money and stuff like that. Like, okay, we don't care, dude, but we have a project. Dude. Yeah. Like, can we just focus on this?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and then like so he was like completely like useless, honestly. Like,
okay.
So me and the other people had to pretty much pick up the slack, and then obviously we, our message to the professor, had to explain what happened. Yeah. So
okay. I agree with that. Yeah.
So obviously, be careful who you hang out with.
Yeah, I've had people like that too. But no, like like even though I was a bad student, I'm like not gonna deny that. Yeah. Even though I was a bad student, like it was still about making connections for me because like you know the Filipino club, being an officer for that, and then also just like meeting new people, and like. Yeah, like it was mainly like the Filipino community, But then you also like, I mean, expanded. Like obviously, y'all were hanging at the pool table all the time, and then like y'all were at the pool table all the time, and then intramurals, like you meet people through there, and then like all the other different clubs and stuff like that, and then all the classes, like not taking field trips, but like doing different assignments for classes. Yeah. Like for some of like the criminology class, we had to like go to the courtroom and like do different things.
That's cool.
So yeah, we'd like go on, like you'd go with like one of your classmates or whatever, and then they end up being like your actual friend. So. Yeah, I would, as fun as high school was, because high school was hella fun too. As fun as it was, yeah, I'd probably go to college.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, because it's a different. Now, how do you feel like? So picking from those, how do you feel like that would shape you? You pick like middle school, so like, how do you like? What do you think was your big like? Was there a turning point? Do you think in middle school? That you, or just I guess if you can't think middle school because it's a long time ago, like. Whatever time in your life you feel like you had a turning point?
I don't know, because like ever since I was young, like I guess because I always joke about it, like my first friends when I was in daycare was a black guy named DeAndre and a white guy named Fred. The whitest guy named Fred and the black guy named DeAndre. Like to this day I remember them. Like they're my homies, and I was in the middle, so I was black and white, and I was the panda. So I'm the yin yang. I was like, and then because like I was in daycare in Skyway, so. Yeah. Like it was like DeAndre, Fred, and then like girl. There was a girl named Lachey. There's another Lachey.
Where'd you go to? Oh, you were in Skyway.
Yeah, it was Skyway. So it was a little church daycare, and like I was allergic to peanut butter at the time, so I can have peanut butter.
You couldn't do Uncrustables, nothing.
But I grew out of it, so it was time. But I've always been like curious about exploring other like cultures and like meeting new friends. So I've had like a lot of friends like. At the time, like I didn't know the difference between acquaintances and friends, obviously, so I was just trying to be nice to everyone.
Oh yeah.
So elementary school, like I definitely had like predominantly Asian friends, Chinese and Vietnamese, because my school was pretty much that. And then when I got to middle school, I met a lot more Filipinos, more black people, more Hispanic, Vietnamese. So it's just the cultural aspect of going to a different school every time.
Yeah,
like, going to Hazen. Now, the diversity is like completely different from like high school.
It's way different.
It's like so now I'm more around with, like white people, Hispanic people, Chinese, Taiwanese, Vietnamese people more so.
It's more like the fair skin.
Yeah, and like I used to joke about it, like I was the ghettoest person, one of the ghettoest people in school.
I believe it.
I came from
Skyway, bro.
From Skyway, bro.
Up to Hazen in the hills, like
it's funny, and then but you learn like how other people think and like how they see the world. Like there are a lot of people that are sheltered.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure.
And Hazen's not even that bad. Where it's like because if you go more like Newport and like more of the wealthier area,
then you definitely got the shelter kids.
Who will be like, oh, Tequila's hella ghetto. Like why would I ever?
They be thinking Ren's ghetto.
That's what I'm saying. Or like Victoria's ghetto. Like, I'm like wow.
You on Tacoma?
The perspective of you start to see different people's perspective. Yeah. So that like really helps you grow a lot and start to like know how to engage with different people.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. And then like when you step into college, you definitely get people more so from a broader area.
Oh yeah, because it's not just at that point you're not
now. You're now in like the whole state.
Yeah.
Come here.
Not even out of state. Like you can out of the country too.
Out of country, out of state. A lot of people, and you meet all those kind of sort of people, and like they add to your culture and your experience. I think like, but for real, like I think the biggest turning point with me, honestly, was like probably like high school. Yeah. Because Spanish class that's when I actually started liking more reggaeton. And But I've always listened to that, but it was never like my main kind of music. Yeah. But that added on to my culture, and then like I've always liked island music, but it never was that big for me yet until I kind of got to like. I don't know how I started like island music. It's like so much more.
I was wondering that too. Everybody started picking up island music like out of college.
I was like, I knew I liked it because my stepdad used to play all the time. Yeah. When I was younger, so I knew like some of these songs growing up, but it just got like more and more so. Like I think at the end of college or something like that. For some
reason.
I
was like, I've been blasting like. Fucking what year was that? Sophomore year when I started driving? Yeah. Is junior year? I've been blasting Hawaiian music. I've been blasting island music, and people were looking at me like, "Why the fuck you listen to island music?" Or like,
because they always want to party there. Like I think if you're a chill person, you'll appreciate island reggae music.
Yeah, I've been,
like,
and then
because I got more chill as I got older.
Yeah, I've been. I've been to day one, and then everyone decides to after college, and then they want to go to concerts and shit, and then they start like acting like they've been doing it. I'll be like, bro, no, I've been here since day one. Shut the fuck up. Y'all didn't know Common Kings when they were just little, like growing out. Yeah. And I was like, bro, I was like 16 listening to this shit. I was listening to island music in Washington. I'm not even from the islands.
I mean, because and I also I I don't know. Like I think starting middle school, high school area.
Yeah.
My mom and them started being able to like take time off work more.
Oh yeah.
Go take us on vacations.
Yeah.
So it's like just seeing more of like even just the state.
Yeah.
And also like going because I went to the East Coast during high school. I went to Hawaii.
That was crazy. I've only gone to the East Coast once.
Like it's a totally different world.
Oh, I know for sure.
You start experiencing so differently.
I met people. I've met the people just alone.
And like you start to be like, oh, these people are actually really nice. Like
yeah.
You know. But because majority of the time you see on the news, like, oh, you usually see either the bad things or like the really polar opposite or some whatever. But like you meet some of these people, they're really nice.
Yeah.
And you start to see like how their areas developed and like what they do in their life. So you know it kind of affects you in a way because when you go back home, you're like, oh, like I live here.
Yeah.
And, like, things are different and. You know, it kind of sucks. Like, yeah, like the Seattle freeze is the thing because, like, you know, you go to the South, people are very warm.
Oh yeah.
You go to Virginia, like I was playing like volleyball with random people. They're very nice to me and all that stuff.
I can see that. Southern hospitality is what it's called. Yeah, I can see that.
It's just cool. Like I think like just experiencing more, not even just in school, but like this just happened to be in my middle school because I also went on cruises too. That was really, I think
I've never done a cruise.
I've been on 2 cruises. The LA, it was out of Los Angeles or something like that. It was like LA to Puerto Vallarta and Cabo San Lucas.
Okay.
And then back, it was like a 5-week cruise, and I've also been to Miami to the Bahamas. And like I met a lot of like people from Latin America too.
Oh yeah, so I bet.
Like, and some of them barely spoke English, but you just become really close friends with them.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people from Canada. Some of them are from New York.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like there's like people from Netherlands, Argentina.
Yeah.
Stuff.
No, it's a thing.
So it's like I just had a great experience. I think a very broad experience. So I'm definitely like appreciative of that. I had that kind of life. And then. Also, like, growing up, I was part of, like, my church's, like, youth group. And, like, it was, like, a small church for just Mian people. But we did go to have something called, like, a Mian youth camp.
Okay.
And it was, like, this was mostly high school era time. So then I got to go, like, to California to go meet the other Mian youth groups from California, Oregon, and all stuff. And, like, you meet people from there.
Yeah.
And, like, within my own people, there's obviously already a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, Californians, like, the funny thing is if you ever meet Mian people and they're from California,
why you start laughing already?
They're definitely like because there's so many of them and they can hang out with each other more often.
Yeah,
they're more like traditional and they seem actually practice like they actually can speak Mian very well.
Okay, yeah,
like they're very like connected to the culture.
Well, because the community is bigger, probably.
Yeah, the community is bigger and you have like there's a bunch of Mian people in California. Yeah, and then like you get to Portland, they're more of the farm or the hunters and stuff like that there, and they speak Mian and English.
There's a big community in Portland.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
A lot of my family on my mom's side is actually from Portland.
Oh, okay.
And then in Seattle, I would say we're a lot more Americanized.
Yeah.
It's really funny because a lot, and the funny thing is like in California, Mian people they play volleyball. Yeah. Because it's sunny. Yeah. They have it in high school.
Oh yeah.
Oregon people. They don't really do much.
Well, because there's
nothing in Oregon, but then like when you meet like Seattle Mian people, like especially back then, like two decades ago, we all hooped because that's all we.
Oh
did.
yeah,
like, we just went inside and hoop.
Was it same thing for Filipinos? Yeah, all they do is hoop.
Because like that's all.
Filipinos kind of like if it's kind of in your blood.
But like it's crazy, like even like within your own people, depending on where you are, and if you experience like meeting them, it's a totally different lifestyle. Like they all do.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
The food tastes a little bit different. Some of the words are a little bit different that you say. So I mean, it's cool. And then like now, I'm mostly like, I don't know, because like I would say my group is still diverse in a way, but it's not as diverse as it was. Actually, in college, it was very diverse, I would say.
Well, because, I mean, you had the pool table and, like...
The pool table, everybody.
Everybody was there.
Everybody.
Yeah. You have, like, anything, like, ranging from everything. Bro.
Everything.
For you can range from out of the country to in the state. Cool. Like, or to, like, in the city.
Shout out to my boy Max in Malaysia, bro. You know, like, he always says I can come over, and I just need to book my flight, and I can stay at his house.
What?
In Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, okay.
You know, we used to joke that he's 5% Nick Young from Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh yeah,
he on that pickleball grind. I'm telling you, pickleball is on the up. It's already here
in Malaysia.
Bro, they play pickleball apparently a lot in Malaysia.
Really?
Pickleball's worldwide now.
Really?
Yes.
You know that shit started here though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's so weird. Bro. Like the history of it. I looked at it.
Low key, like them older people are actually nice, bro.
Because they've been around. Because they've been around.
I don't lie.
They've been around this way.
But it's like like I'm saying, like just in general, like I really implore like all these young people. And if you have young people in your life that don't know what they're doing, just go do something, go explore something. And if not, like I've also heard from like veterans, if you join the military, you're kind of sometimes forced to go.
Oh yeah. A
lot of people go to Korea, Japan, based out of there, and they actually like get to explore the culture.
Yeah,
pretty much almost
because you get to go off base. Yeah,
you get off base, and it's actually pretty cool. And then honestly, like when you come out, you get like one of the most powerful loans you can ever get. a VA loan is 0% down and 0% interest. So it's like, if you don't know what you want to do with your life and you can't find meaning, military is not a bad option.
Which is kind of crazy because you hear from a lot of military recruiters in high school, right? Yeah. And you're kind of like, yeah. But like the more you think about it, and like the more we've seen people do it, like if you really don't.
People don't understand that like in the military, there's a bunch of different jobs. Like some jobs suck, but like if you score high enough on your ASVAB, I guess you could be put in a certain way. But you get free education, you get all this stuff. So like you may when you're 18, you're like, oh, that's a lot of work. I don't want to go to boot camp. I don't want to be a slave to the government. But then when you're older and like you're like, shoot, maybe I should have done that because like now like you could have got like a government check monthly. Like our Mikey, he gets whatever X money because he was injured, partially injured or something like that. Yeah. So you get that support. You get a VA loan. You can go to finish school if you want. And like, I don't know, like you get so many benefits.
And it's a government job. It's a government job, technically, yeah. Technically speaking.
And then so if you get enough experience in there, almost any private sector will hire you. Like especially Amazon, they love to hire veterans. Like
because it fits in there as a marketing, as a business. Yeah,
dude. Like
that's big. That's easy marketing.
Like I think like half of my leadership have some military experience. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I can believe it.
Yeah, and then like the project manager I work with a lot. Yeah. He's actually like an Army Ranger, and he's like this Irish Korean dude standing 5'5", 5'6", bro. Like. But he walks like he's military.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But he's actually hella chill and funny.
Well, he's Ranger too.
Yeah, he's Ranger, and like me and my coworkers, I was like, what are the odds he killed somebody?
I mean, yeah, of course he ain't gonna say shit, but like, I mean, the odds are there.
I seen him in a meeting, and he has like some medals and awards in the back. I'm like, oh damn, how'd you get that?
You just gotta look for the specific award.
I no Purple Heart or nothing. Yeah, but he has medals. Yeah, but yeah, it's cool. I think like I think that's one of the things I would honestly personally tell myself and shape my life is like, if I don't know what I want to do, like military is not a bad idea. Like
it's not like you just have to get that past the idea of like boot camp and like
boot camp. But it's like that's barely like if you in the grand scheme of it, that's a small portion of your actual career. And then like it's about building habits too. So if you have the fitness and cardio, it's even easier for you. Yeah. It's just it's honestly the mental.
It's a big mental.
I've heard from a lot of veterans like it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Because like once you get past that, like.
Well, because cardio and physical fit, like they're gonna easily get that into you. Like that's easy.
You have no choice.
you literally have no choice.
But then like they build structure in your life. You have to do certain things.
Yeah.
You understand that like everything is almost earned. You have to like learn how to like, don't just skip bark up the tree all the time. There's actually protocol that you have to follow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great way to like bring some structure into people's lives.
Yeah.
That I wish I had at the time, and I think I would have definitely benefited from now if I would have done. So that's like one thing I wish I would have done that would have affected my life in high school. Yeah. Because like in high school, I was fit definitely in sophomore, junior year, but senior year, like after football was over, I still had the appetite. I just gained weight. I think freshman year. This may sound heavy or big, but I was actually very lean. I was like, freshman year, I was like 5'10", 5'9", 180.
That's about right.
Yeah, but I was.
That's lean. What I am right now.
Yeah, but I think my healthiest time, I was really like 5'10", 220.
That's
when I put mass on for football.
Well, yeah, because that makes sense.
And like I felt good.
Damn, bro,
I had healthy knees. Like I could jump pretty well. Like I was pretty strong. I had a quick first step still.
Yeah, 5'10", 220. Damn, bro.
Like.
Damn,
dude, I wasn't that like it was crazy. And if I actually worked out, I probably could have been. But I was just like lazy. I hate working out. I was one of those athletes that like hated working out.
Oh yeah, no, I think a lot of us athletes.
My basketball background. we don't like to gain a lot of muscle playing basketball.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of athletes I've like talked to and like they don't like the aspect of just working out. It's not all, but some of them don't like working out. They'd rather do it in like say like agility training or strength training or strength training is like essentially that is working out, but it's more catered to their sport and like kind of more specific to the sport.
If you get over that mental hump,
it is honestly everything in life is mental.
Everything is mental, bro. Like I know, like this is great advice for myself. Yeah, it's just hard to implement it yourself sometimes, which is why you need that outside support sometimes, like to help you push. Like honestly, right now, like I know I could get a better job. I know I could do so much more. Yeah, it's just the mental blockers that I put on myself personally.
Same, dude. Why do you think I'm doing this? I mean, less of a job, more of like this is a passion.
Yeah,
and more so like stuff like that. So, No, I get it. Again, like when you said the whole 25 thing, that fucking makes sense. Like last year, last year 25 hit, and I was like, oh, what am I doing?
Like, no, I see my brothers and like they're lost, but like I just try to give them advice, you know, like because I'm just trying to be my parent. I'm not trying to fill in for my parents.
Oh yeah, no.
Whatever my parents like, quote unquote, the failures were with them. I'm just trying to give advice to them. Like,
yeah, it's less of trying to fit in your parents' shoes. It's more so you just care about.
We're trying to pass down wisdom to my siblings. Like at least the if I'm not as successul as my parents want to be, at least I could be a good brother. Yeah. And like help guide my siblings on to be.
The younger?
They're all younger.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like I have my brother. He actually asked me one day. He's like, you know, I don't know what I really do in my life. Like, should I join the military? I said, yeah, why not? I told him it'd be really good for you. And there's like, we have a cousin-in-law who was former Air Force, and he
honestly, if I had to join, Air Force.
He has a private sector job now, and he's making good money. And he only had to be in Vegas for like 3-4 years. He's stationed there. House is cheap. You get a house. They
they pay you.
Yeah, especially if you're married, you get an actual house. You don't have to be in the barracks no more. You can like there's a lot of things that like, I don't understand, dude. Like now that I know, I'm like shit.
Yeah. I think the only hard part would be just being deployed.
Yeah, but like sometimes you're not even like people think like you're always in combat. No, there's a thing that I think
there's different deployments.
Like, for every one infantryman, there's 15 people on a desk somewhere doing something. Mm-hmm. So majority of the jobs are not combat related. Yeah,
because a lot of my uncles in the Navy, I don't think they ever went into combat. I think they were desk job too.
That's what like. Honestly, like the military is pretty much like a company. Like you have
it is a business,
but you don't see the things behind. It's a business. It's business because they get a lot of the $678 billion they get, whatever, to funding. So like you gotta somehow use the money. I think they have a use it or lose it mentality. So like I've seen things where like a bunch of like infantrymen who are out actually deployed in combat zones and just like in some training, they have to shoot through all their ammo to practice. Yeah, because then they need more money to come. Yeah, that gives reasons. So that plays in. That's a more serious topic.
That's a different thing. Yeah, that's a different
things I think about. Like I'm 25 now. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like I see how all that plays out into our government. And all that
I didn't fucking know this shit until you just said
it. People should get educated. Like don't just use YouTube for fun as well. Like obviously it's fun, but use it to educate yourself or like gain.
Oh, for sure. No, for sure.
Because then like you start to like think about these differently, and you just learn to appreciate other things in some way. And then I think always have a mentality of like seeking to understand why instead of just taking it for what like for face value.
Yeah, like a questioning mentality.
Questioning.
Like always question.
Yeah, like you get all this social media, like all these media, like we pump into you, into your head, but then you just believe whatever you say or you hear. Like that's not a really good thing to do. Yeah, that's how you get controlled. And if you're the type of person who's like, oh yeah, we gotta fight the system, you're actually still falling into the system.
You're still in the system.
Yeah, like if you really think about it, all these wealthy people, politicians, are really two sides of the same coin. Yeah. So like you gotta really be able to think about this stuff and at least have an educated insight to whatever you see or do or experience. Yeah. So I just be careful.
It's weird to say because it's like always expand your knowledge is like a big thing. Yeah. And like never be afraid to be wrong. Yeah, never be afraid to be wrong. Know how to be wrong first off and accept it, and then also like know how to do your own research and like don't take your own research fully, and like you can compare it to other people that know like more on the topic than you, because there's always going to be somebody that knows more about something than you, and that's like you got to be willing to learn from them too. So it's just a matter of like expand your knowledge, like always continue learning and like do your own research and stuff like that, but also like don't be afraid to take in advice from others or like always listen to other people too, and like take what they say, like take it with a grain of salt if you need to, or like take whatever you need to from what they're saying, but I guess like also compare it to whatever research you did and stuff like that.
So if you're able to filter out the bad things sooner, it will shape you into somebody.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah,
you would rather be earlier, especially like I think like elementary school is definitely a sensitive time.
Oh yeah,
like middle school, obviously, like all those schools are all critical, like because parents aren't with their young child for majority of the day, I would say.
Elementary school is your first time I think ever being away from your parent. Yeah, or like daycare you can call it too,
like,
but
it's kind of hard. Like, but I don't know how you like instill into your kids at that age like some wisdom, like how to do that stuff. But there's some things that you teach them at home that I think parents should do. Yeah. And then middle school, as you get older, you can get into the more mature topics. And then when you get to high school, you know, I think some parents need to like start preparing their kids for reality, because not everybody
honestly,
goes to college.
yeah.
Everybody goes to college. And then like, what do you do at 18? You got to go work.
Yeah, you got to file your taxes. You got to work.
Taxes,
you got to.
You don't learn that from school. Somebody, you don't have to learn somehow.
Yeah,
you don't
even finance. Like I wish I would have learned that in fucking high school too.
Is like all this stuff, because like this stuff would have changed my perspective so much in high school when I had knew about like having to do all these different things. It
would have changed how responsible I am as a person too. Like I would have been way more responsible.
I started saving money and investing so much.
I would have been way more responsible.
Like imagine if I like it's all like you always do this thing. Oh, if I would have just invested in this company a long time ago.
Yeah.
But really, like if I at 18, I should have like been saving as much money as I could.
Yeah.
Working and then building relationships with like internships and stuff like that, but also working and investing, because you know a lot of these companies blew up. Like I used to work at Chipotle, and then
when was this?
During COVID,
when was this?
It blew up, dude. Like
when did you work at Chipotle?
Went up like 6 times the amount.
Where was I?
I like if I could have just thrown $2,000 in there. That's easily $12K from just those share, like those whatever shares by continuously investing. I was like, now I'm investing.
Oh yeah.
And like, luckily, I caught the tech boom. And
right when they started.
Like, if you got into video since last year, like early last year, dude, I know you're doing good. You can if you got into video, Amazon, like it's crazy. All these AI things.
Yeah.
Because AI is gonna be coming up, and it's like,
it's been
stuff. Yeah. So like, I think also learning to seek the right information will also prepare you for what the future trends are.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. Like growing up, I think I was always under the mentality of like, oh, you gotta be a doctor, I gotta be all that. Like
same. I think that's honestly, I think that's just the Asian thing. Like the Asian culture.
But like, if you think about it, would you not have wanted your parents to actually prepare you to be
like a businessman?
Either a businessman or into
something
programming.
Yeah.
Programming is big. Yeah. Almost every job now needs a programmer.
Yeah.
In some way, like you have to deal, or just dealing with data.
There's so many entry data analysts. Like, this is like the most entry level
honestly,
tech
most jobs. If you can master Excel, you can.
If there's anything I learned from my business stats class, is the most useful thing I've ever learned in my life. It's Excel. Like it can do formulas. It can do like different calculations. You can build graphs. You can build tables.
I didn't know about VBA until I started working, dude.
Yeah.
Like and in high school, it's so dumb because like high school we did have like a semester of like, oh, you learn how to do PowerPoint.
Oh, like Microsoft Office, like that type of class. Yeah, we have one of those too. Go
PowerPoint, then Word, then Excel.
Yeah.
But really, PowerPoint is the only thing you need to get certified. Then it's like Word are for like the people who went faster, and then Excel's like, wow, you're a real tryhard.
Yeah.
But honestly, it should have just started with Excel.
Yeah. Like the more I think about it, they should have started with the hardest thing.
Excel, like. Because every company needs something to deal with data and managing data storage systems and all that stuff. And then like there's the programming side. Like honestly, if you don't know, like I work for Amazon, but I'll tell you this now: Amazon really makes their money from the software side, the AWS side.
Oh, I can believe it.
80% of their salary, our revenue is mostly from our profits wise, I think, are from AWS. So like there's cloud services and all that. If you understand what that is, but like everything else is just pretty much an advertisement to me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But yeah, like I think if my parents would have like known or foreseen that like computers are gonna become big, and this is how everybody's gonna be working. Everybody's gonna have like a
because you think about it too, the computer, like nothing really happened until what is it, Y2K?
Yeah,
you know, like when everybody thought the world was gonna end.
People were like use emails, store some data, but like
and then when Google came out, like
at that point, you know, I think we're older than Google.
Are we? I know we're older than Amazon. Shit. I know we're older than Amazon.
Dude, Google came out September 4th, 1998.
Oh, shit. We're a year older than
We're a year older than Google. And we're... Actually, Amazon's been around a little longer, though.
Oh, because, technically, Amazon's been around.
1994, Amazon started.
That's crazy.
But they were just selling books.
But they weren't doing anything until...
They weren't doing anything big until like maybe 97, 98, I think. Because
but even then, like Amazon didn't get big until... I
saw the story where Jeff Bezos, like, he had to ask like 10 people for $10,000 each to invest.
Yeah.
And you think about like, if you would have gave this guy $10,000 in... Now, like, dude, you
would have been...
$10 billion.
Not even that. Like, when it started booming, when people actually started using like Amazon like that.
Because he had a great idea. He envisioned something. He was like, okay, right now... Like
this is what I can afford.
Small say, but we still have to go in store.
Yeah.
But I can see the internet becoming bigger.
Yeah.
And how do I capitalize on that? I start with selling books, and then now I start to add, merchandise products from different vendors. And then he adds that to the shopping experience. And now they're the biggest online store.
Right? Yeah.
And now Walmart is trying to do that.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is Amazon's trying to now become a physical store.
Yeah.
Too. Like that. But just that, like, these successful people are successful because they either themselves are smart enough to see future trends, or like they have smarter people around them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, honestly, like, you know, another tip for younger people or just people now, if you want to change your life, surround yourself with people who are not it's not just smarter than you, but also have like different experiences around you. So that way, like, you know, if you guys do team up, one person can focus on one thing, one person can specialize on the other. Yeah. And I think that's a great experience because that's why, like, I was watching this interview with Mark Cuban. Why he sold the Dallas Mavericks, like partial ownership.
You know, I was wondering that too when he did that.
I didn't know he did that, and I was like, wait, he's not the main owner anymore. He's only like 25% because he said they needed to build a new stadium and they needed money, but he sucks at it. He said, I suck at it. Yeah. And he's like, so I had to go get other people. Well, he's like, he didn't even have to go get it. They came in and offered, and then he's like, yeah, why not? Because you guys know how to sell, get funding. Yeah. So it's like you got to find the right people in your life and, like, you know, understand where your weaknesses are and how can you surround yourself with people who can help you get better. Yeah. Raise your level.
Who can, like, what does it bring you up from those weaknesses?
Yeah. So, because, you know, it's like there are people in your life that are just going to keep pulling you down.
Oh, for sure.
So that's part of why, like, you know, as you get older, you start to shrink your friendship.
Yeah. That's exactly why your friend group gets smaller.
Yeah. It's like,
because, like, you start to realize that, like, when you're younger and, like, the more people you know, of course you're like, oh shit, I want to be the popular kid in school, shit like that. Like, that was always, like, obviously growing up, like, that's always the thing. That was the thing. Right? I was the quiet kid.
You want to be noticed.
I wasn't the quiet kid, but, like, I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't get as much, like, I didn't have that many friends, I don't think. And then, like, college comes, and then even more friends, and then, like, after that, like, you start to realize, like, once college is over, especially, like, you're like, everybody's in the working jobs now. You're like, everybody just disappears, and you're just like, what the fuck? And then, like, you try to hit people up. Some people respond, some people don't. Some people take the initiative to, like, actually like kick it, and then some people, like, obviously, like, the message is clear. So, like, yeah, like, you know, I wouldn't say shrink your circle now if you're younger, but, like, you know, get to know as much people as you can. Really network and, like, really make connections and stuff like that. Start at a young age. It doesn't matter. Like, you also learn how to, like, deal with people that way too. And you learn different personalities and, like, different cultures and stuff. Expose yourself to as much cultures and, like, people as you can.
Yes, like,
because that makes the biggest difference.
Dude. Like, it was funny because I didn't even play soccer, but, like, sometimes when the soccer team was, like, just having their practices before this tryouts start, they'd be like, hey, bro, just come play, bro.
Yeah, like, yeah.
And it'd be so funny.
And that's the same type of thing now.
And like, we start learning curse words and different languages.
Yeah. And you start picking up on the culture.
Like, I know how to cuss in, like, 10 languages. But I don't know about y'all, you know.
If there's anything you learn from it, is how to cuss. Shit.
Yeah, you learn how to cuss, you know. But it's just cool. Like, all these stuff will help build you. Like, that's why it's hard for me to pick, like, what build you, what years.
I know, going back to that question, right?
Because all this matters, dude. Like, at the grand scheme, when you look back, like, dang, everything I did, everything I chose to do has shaped me.
Oh no, for sure.
Like, it's cool. It's kind of awesome to think about that. Like, when you're living that life, like, you're younger, time goes by so slow, right? But then, like, the older you get, you're like faster and faster. And then if you ever do look back, you're like, dang, all that happened, and this is where I am now. I think that's where that wisdom comes from. The older people is that, like, yeah, like, we've done all this already, dude. Like, we know how it is. Like, obviously it's a little different, but it's like it's kind of amazing and awesome and cool to, like, now see it for yourself, kind of, in a way. And now that when you look forward into your life, like, oh, dang, now what am I going to experience? Because now, like, you know, I want to travel the world now more. Yeah. Like, so, because, like, I'm going to Japan and Korea. And, like, now with social media, you get to see all these cool things. Yeah. Sometimes it's disappointment, like, that you see. It's like expectations, reality. Yeah. But, I mean, you still want to go see it sometimes, you know? Like, you want to go see it because there's only so much time to live. Like, you don't know what time you have left on this planet. So, like, I would definitely, like, want to go see everything. Yeah. Because, you know, I know, like, when I was younger, I was like, I love space. I used to watch, like, all the space channels.
Yeah, dude. I think we all did.
Yeah, but, you know, I know in my lifetime most likely won't go to space.
Unless,
you know, unless I make a lot of money, unless go there, go on to Mars, whatever. But I'm just trying to go, like, like, I want to go every continent. Like, to me, you know what the continent, like, nobody ever really says they want to go to that I talk to is Africa. I want to go to Africa.
Which is so crazy, because I would definitely go, like, on a safari.
Bro, I would love to go to so cool. Go to Egypt, Morocco, Zimbabwe, South Africa.
Yeah.
And I think
South Africa for sure.
My sister said something else, another one, but I want to go there. And, like, Because
I think it's more so like it's the factor of like how it's portrayed in like different things too, right? Like people think like Middle East or like Africa, and then they're like, I mean, not everybody and like not all different places will show it, but like they kind of depict it as like, you know, they really play into the like third world country type thing. And like, oh, it's a dangerous place, like you shouldn't go here, things like that. Like, oh, you're there's a war going on or something like that. But like in reality, like there's wars going on everywhere. Like, to be honest,
like, you know,
like here you got turf wars.
There's actually more slavery now today than there ever was.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, not many people know that, man. And like it's kind of sad that like they don't know this, and like now it's not as big of an issue to some people because. But we used to like
a lot of people just bat an eye now.
Yeah, it's bad eye, like, oh, that's not our problem, or
I think
just, like say like they just discount it, like they don't believe it. And I think that that's sad, and like I don't know what has shaped them to think that way, but I mean I don't know, because like
I think it's really like, well, social media of course plays a part into it too, because like nowadays, especially with everything going on, so you got like Israel and Palestine, and then you have Congo, and then you have there's so many different things.
Ukraine and Russia going on.
Yeah, there's still Ukraine and Russia war going on. Technically, North Korea and South Korea is still going on too.
Technically, they're in an armistice.
They're armistice. Okay, technically,
but they were in a war for like 80, 90 years, whatever.
Yeah, so we have all these different things going on. Like these are like everyday things that continue. The Iraq war is still going on. Yes, technically, even though they said they like withdrew.
Like because they live in America.
Yeah, it's like us being ignorant to the fact that because nothing's going on. Essentially going on back home, like we just bat an eye and like kind of just not turn our backs, but like, you know, it's easy for us to be like, oh, I'll just look at it another day, or like, oh, I'll donate, and then just, you know, forget about it. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Like, you know, I could definitely believe that now, like you saying there's more slavery nowadays. Like I can definitely believe that not a lot of people are bringing that into light just because of. Also, like it's a thing with social media where there's such thing as what is it, like people getting overwhelmed by just a bunch of data and like info
algorithms.
Yeah, like it overwhelms everybody's systems, and like you're kind of just tired of seeing things.
So should we press accept all cookies?
Yeah, that too. Like, you know, you got people like, as much as we want to care about everything, and like you know, I'm not doubting that there's not good people in the world that really do want to make a change.
There's more good
like
people.
That's us. Yeah, honestly, like that's a lot of us. Like we want to make a change in the world, and we want it to be a better place. But like, it's so easy for us to get overwhelmed and just be like, man, like I can't take this information anymore. And then we kind of just zone it out, or like we pick and choose what we're gonna, you know, share and stuff like that. Like I'm not saying that's like everybody, but it's easy to see. And social media, like, kind of part, like blame, you know, there's a little bit of blame to it. Of course there is the blame of like the people and then like who controls the social media and like stuff like that. But, you know, yeah, going back to that, I can definitely believe that nowadays there would be more, and like it's just not being brought into light essentially. Yeah. And like, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about too, how far that's gone. And like, yeah, with so much going on nowadays, like I'm just like thinking of everything like I've seen in the past like 2 days. You know, everybody like sharing stories about, again, what is it? What's the topic going on? Right? Oh, all eyes on, what is it? All eyes on Rafah right now. Yeah. That's like the camps in. Man, I need to like brush up on that topic a little bit more. But I know a lot of people kind of know what I'm talking about. That's been circling around. Was it the Congo? I don't know. I also need to brush up on the Congo one. That one's going around too. Man, there's just a lot going on.
There's a lot. And we're very privileged to live in a country where you can talk about this stuff so freely as well. I mean, I think people also take that for granted, that the fact that like I understand like your home country is having problems, but like when you say things, also like you have to also think like you shouldn't be saying things like America's like screw America or something like that, because like you have the ability to say that here. There are, but
you really can't say that in a lot of different places.
You can't allow to say that there.
Honestly, I think the Philippines you can't even like. Oh, I don't know if it's still a thing. I remember it was a thing when Duterte was in presidency, but like you can't.
He's not the president anymore.
He's not anymore. It's like if you, was it like anti-government type stuff? Like you could actually get arrested for it.
Conspire.
Yeah, something like that. Something along those lines. Yeah. And that's crazy to believe. You know, even being like Filipino American, like that's crazy, because then I go back home like pretty often, And it's like then my fear is like, shit. Like, is there anything I've said
some
that
stories
like
in the Philippines, yo, like people will get shot and nothing happens. You know?
That was that was during his presidency. Like, it was like if you were doing drugs and stuff like that.
But yeah, so I mean, all in all, like just think about what you hear. Don't just like soak it in without filtering it.
Yeah.
In a way, like critically think about it. So
yeah.
I mean, I think that kind of leads into the next topic or what next segment we want to do is like, some advice or something like that.
Yeah. Well, kind of bringing that around. The only reason I brought that up, like today was a big like. It started off as a big reminiscent episode, but then like also the main goal of it for me was like the older we get, the more I've learned that like it's good to reminisce on the past as much as people don't like to. I understand that, like if you have a traumatic past and like you've gone through a lot, I get it. Like sometimes you want to your body, your like brain will literally like shut things out and like purposely do that because the trauma is so big. But like and like kind of just I was talking to somebody too. Shout out Guru. He's a celebrity real estate agent in Seattle. He did something for his nephew. So his nephew and his girlfriend were going to prom and like the regular cars, right? Yeah. And then he was like, man, let me make some calls and do whatever. So he got him and his group like a party bus. And then like all the uncles and stuff like pitched in and like whatever. Yeah. And I saw that and I was like, you know what? We're getting to that age, right? Like nobody has kids right now. So like, I'm
excited to be uncle though.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Or like, honestly excited to have my own kids too eventually. But like, seeing that, I was like, man, like if we were to have that growing up or like somebody just to kind of tell us how it is and like be real with us like that. Like even though that was only as simple as like getting a party bus, but it's like the message behind it is bigger than that. Mm-hmm. It's like, understand that a lot of things are going to take work, but then it's not impossible for you to get it. Yeah. Like as simple as it was. Like I said, a party bus, like you can nowadays, like you have a job, you can easily rent one out, whatever. But it's still like it's the message behind it. Yeah. And like, I really wanted to bring that in today and just like we don't really get younger viewers like that. I understand, but even for like our older viewers, it's like don't forget why you're doing this. Yeah. Or like what you're starting for, like what made I know we all did it for something. Like of course, like a lot of ours, it's like we're doing it for our family and like for our parents when they get older, like to support them and like do that. So it's like, this is kind of just, I guess, like a reminder episode, just like try to remember why you started it and what brought you here and like what got you to this point and like really capitalize and like take advantage of the things you have learned and like however old you are, whether it's like 25 or like 45 or like 50, whatever, like what it's never too late for anything.
Yes, never too late to start something new.
Yeah.
If you really find a passion and you can really dedicate yourself.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about that. Like a lot of people have a word like we're supposed to be something at something.
No, take that.
We
like
give each other timelines, our own selves, and like
you're your biggest enemy.
Yeah.
Like the more you give yourself a timeline and the more you compare, the minute you compare yourself to other people too, that's a big one. Dude. The minute you do that and you start comparing yourself to other people, that you're automatically timing yourself out or like you're tying yourself down. Yeah. I stutter so much, dude. I didn't realize how much I do. But yeah, the minute you start doing that, it's crazy because like again, like Gavin was saying, when we turn 25, it's like weird. You really do have that like mind switch, and like the more you brought it up today, it was like it really just like blew up my mind, bro.
You start playing pickleball and golf.
Yeah, like you start doing like I mean like I still play baseball, but it's like now you're doing shit like man, I gotta be like my knees don't do the same. I can't
risk my injury because I gotta work tomorrow.
I start thinking about what's tomorrow, like what's going on,
how much time would I have to take off,
Yeah, but ultimately, like just not forgetting where we came from and like what we experienced as kids and like how important that was to really like unpack all the trauma you've been through if you can and if you have the means to or get help to and really like understand what the message is behind all of that.
Past, like Rafiki.
Yeah, literally learn from your past. Like your past will bring up a lot of things that will teach you today.
Yeah,
and like whether even if you were like fed from a silver spoon and everything like that, like if you were fortunate enough to do that, still look into your past and like understand maybe why your parents did that for you. And like why
they got there.
Yeah, how they got there and like what gave you this privilege to like live that life.
Why is your life so easy?
And like don't be ignorant to the fact that they're like just because you have a good life like doesn't mean other people aren't living in like a tragic life like every day or like going through seeing death every day, stuff like that. And that goes back to like the different wars and everything that's going on in the world. So it's like, you know, really taking that into fact and like understand that there is a life outside of yours. And like, you know, we take a lot of things for granted, especially living in the US. So, but yeah, as Gavin was saying, the next segment that we're trying to start within our episodes, we're gonna start a new segment called Advice for What. And that can be for the people that know like TikTok trends and stuff like that. It kind of, or like if they watch a UTI, kind of goes into dollar store therapy. There's a whole like YouTube show on it too. But like, as much as it could be anything from like, we're gonna start a website. The website will be up soon. It's gonna be Nice4What.show. That'll be starting up soon. I will have a Google form on that one where you can anonymously submit answers. We're gonna have different prompts and everything like that for different episodes. We'll like alternate every now and then. But for this one, I just put it on the story of the podcast. The first advice, or I guess question, it could be advice or question. Advice for what though is the segment name. How to riz or DM a random chick. This is more on the funny side. Gavin, you want to start?
I don't know why he's asking me to answer this question. It don't work for me.
Man, it works. You can see. Oh, you've learned from TikTok.
From what I've heard,
you see different things.
Just be upfront. Be honest with your intentions. Say hi. Obviously, compliment her. They love compliments.
Yeah.
If you really want to ask her out,
yeah,
you then should just be direct.
Yeah.
Don't ask for hey, are you free? Hey, what are you doing? Just be like, hey, I really like you. I would like to take you out.
Yeah.
And to say yes or no, be like, okay. And then be like, okay, I want to take you to this blah 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 at this other time. I'm gonna pick you up. That's and if it don't hit, it don't hit. But at least you shoot. I should take that my advice myself.
I was just about to say. I was like, this man.
I ain't got nobody I want to DM.
No, that's okay. Like honestly, and like I feel like DM is not your style of.
It's not.
I feel like you're more of a meeting people naturally and like in person type thing.
Because that way, like, you know, she sees me for who I really am.
Yeah.
If she don't like me, she don't like me. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like you know. See, I sound like a fucking ran through. Like from the different relationships I've been in, definitely not ran through. From the different relationships I've been in, yeah, like honestly, I prefer meeting people like in person. And like, as much as it's scary to date strangers or like meet people like that, honestly, it's cool because you can kind of dictate the direction it goes. Yeah. Like you could obviously you can friend zone somebody.
Damn.
And okay, I make it sound so bad, but you can friend zone somebody and really get to know them and then make it a relationship. Or like if you're ready for it, then I mean both of you guys can just jump.
Let's say you want to DM a girl, you actually like her. What do you do?
If you DM a girl and you actually like her, I mean for me it's like just in simple, hey, like so what I used to do. Hey. Yeah, hey, smiley face.
What's up, big head?
What I used to do is like, well, the easiest one is like, thanks for the follow. That's like the easiest question starter, like conversation starter.
That's crazy.
It's like, hey, thanks for the follow. I thought you were cute or whatever. Like, that's what you can start it out with, right? That could be like a very easy, simple conversation starter. And it's not one of those things where it comes off like you're a creep or like you're trying to do some like corny ass pickup line in their DM.
Obviously, if you're attractive.
Shut up. Like that can work for any. Bro, that can work for anybody, bro. Like, especially if they follow you first, that can work for anybody.
Ain't nobody following me first, bro. That's all I know, bro. Ain't Moby.
That's a lie. This man began followers. Don't lie.
That's cap. Ain't none of y'all following me. I see how it is. You know what? You. I keep my small.
I mean, I always say keep it simple and be yourself. Mm-hmm. As much as people are like, oh, slide in with a pickup line and shit like that. I think it's stupid. I don't know. Maybe that's just us because we're older. I don't know. I never ever did a fucking pickup line.
I like your face. Yeah, small face. Well, we chat.
Yeah, fucking all these TikTok like fucking memes and shit like that. Like I get it if it works. Like Gavin was saying, like yeah, a lot of like pretty guys or pretty girls, whatever, it works because obviously,
There's
like
no deny.
Obviously they're gonna look at your like physical features first. But me personally, no, I like starting conversations, even in person. Like I'll start like a conversation.
Well,
like, hey,
how do you got Vanessa?
Whoa, wait.
To say get home nicely and not mess with that.
Yeah, Gavin told me not to message her after that, but I kept messaging her, and it worked. It's fine, whatever. I'll save that for when she hops on the pod because he will be hopping on a pod here soon. y'all drop comments or drop likes. Y'all drop comments in Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Tell us you want the girlfriend review. Tell us you want a girl on the podcast, like the one that's gonna be here for all the time, and I'll show it to her. Cause she want to come on, but she's shy. That's all that matters. She just shy.
She wasn't shy when she went up to you.
She wasn't shy when she was going off.
Oh God.
Nah, for the episode releasing today, she wasn't shy going off on me. Like first behind the camera. Shit. But yeah, we'll save that one for the story of how we met and stuff like that for when she hops on. But yeah, I mean, like bringing it back. Yeah, for me, ultimately, like I'm big on just being yourself. Even if a girl were to approach me and she was like just being herself and like easy conversation, yeah. Like honestly, like regardless of what you look like, I don't care. Like at that point, you're showing that you have your intentions straight. You know what you want, and like I respect it. If anything, at least that's just my perspective.
If you want to risk me, it's easy. Just
talk to
me.
Not even that. Just talk to him.
Make fun of me back. You know, if I say something to you, make it snarky, come back. That's cool.
I think that works for a lot of guys too. I think it's more like if a girl, because it's not normal for a girl to come up to us, right? I mean, depending where you're at and what you're doing, but like for a lot of situations, at least, if a girl comes up to us, we're just like, oh shit, like she talked to me. Oh, she actually, like she's actually talking to me. Like we saw, if anything, we'll look at her boys first and we'll be like, she actually talking to us, and we'll think it's a joke or something first, right? Yeah. But in reality, like the guy's mindset, like it's instant respect, if anything, and then you automatically got her attention because you were bold enough to come up. So. For the girls out there, yeah, it's just literally just talk to the dude. Shoot your
shot, girl.
Yeah.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, girls, shoot your shot. Like there's some point too where that's like an ego factor for guys too. Like a lot of guys was okay. She says no. That's the worst that can happen. She denies you. Okay, move on. Or like whatever. Like the best case scenario is you get to talk to her. Worst case scenario, she says no. Okay, fucking move on. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Brother,
Gavin will probably deny her, to be honest. Like, Gavin might run away, to be honest. Gavin and Joey. You get both. They both just run away. I'm over here trying to help them. They just want to run away.
No.
Yeah, ultimately, be yourself and just fucking shoot your shot, bro. What do you got to lose? Like, at that point.
These are good answers.
Yeah. Because the more you talk to them, too, the more comfortable you get. I feel like a lot of us, we're just shy. That's like true. Me, I'm shy. Yeah, for sure.
Me shy.
But like the more you talk to people, the more you like, I guess, practice essentially, the better you'll get at it, and like the more comfortable you get. And then yeah, you just be true to who you are, be happy with yourself, and then start like looking for somebody. Yeah. But that kind of like segments us to the next one too. The next topic there's two of them that are kind of the same one. One is I'm trying to drop hints on my coworker that I like her, but it's not working. Any advice to kind of help combat that or kind of help make it more obvious? Gavin, anything you got on that one?
Hitting on your coworkers?
Like, so he says, I got this coworker I'm trying to holler at, but they can't catch. Yeah, they can't catch the hit. What should I do?
Joey, where you at?
It's not Joey. These are anonymous. But it's not Joey. I will straighten that on out.
Oh my God. This would be a great question for Joey to answer though, you know?
Isn't it weird how that works out though? Because it's literally not Joey.
It's literally not Joey, but it's a Joey situation, you know? Like
Joey, sorry, I wasn't trying to air you out, but Gavin's airing you out.
Every episode, bro. I'm on his ass.
That's your biggest headhunter right there.
Yeah. But I don't know, because it's almost similar to like, trying to hit on your classmate. So
I feel like it's very similar.
But there's obviously some legal things, some business policies.
Oh, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes HR, first, yeah, definitely check with HR. Oh, well, check your company policy at least.
Yeah, check your company policy. Ask in private. There's some people who just ask out loud and stuff like that, or actually share that they're asking for it. Just go ask the HR representative, like, hey, like, what is the dating policy within the company? Yeah. So if you're in the clear, okay, that's step one.
That's definitely step one, especially if it's in the workplace. Also, I mean, me personally, dating in the workplace is an iffy subject.
Yeah, because you see that person every day. Yeah. But if they're in another department and you're like rarely seeing them, that might be okay.
I think it starts okay. So like before you even get to anything like that, I would definitely like establish some type of relationship. Yeah, like some type of friendship, some type of relationship like that. So then when it comes to actually dating and stuff like that, you're a lot more mature, and there's there's like common ground.
Yeah, you understand work is work. And outside of that, then you can be in a relationship. Like I've seen I have coworkers who are actually dating.
Yeah,
but they're on different teams. They don't necessarily interact with each other at all.
Yeah.
So there's no even if they were to break up, there's no real effect on each other's job.
Yeah, there's no backlash.
Yeah, there's no
that
backlash.
that can affect them.
So just be cautious of that.
Yeah.
But obviously, build rapport with them first. If you do work with this person quite often, I don't know how big your company is, how big your building is.
Yeah.
You still want to be able to be professional. Even when dating, because you want to keep that separate.
Yeah.
And especially, hopefully, you guys are not each other's boss or.
Yeah, that'd be even tougher.
Something like that, where somebody tells this person to do something.
Yeah.
This ain't no Korean job, and no Queen of Tears. Hey, you know how
I was just about to say, I know this man about to quote Queen of Tears.
You know what I'm saying? That was kind of fire,
Yeah, start with that. Just make sure everything clears up that way. Yeah. That's the first disclosure, I guess.
And you be friends with her, gauge how it is, and are you even sure she's single? How do you know?
For sure, make sure that's a thing.
Yeah,
you don't want a home wreck. Never be a home wrecker, bro.
And but yeah, just figure that stuff out first. I think especially for at work, you definitely want to be friends first. So
yeah, but then okay, so now specifying it to the fact, how do you make the hint more what is it, obvious, I guess? Well, I guess it depends on what kind of hints you're dropping. If it's subtle hints where you're buying lunch, or you're going out of your way to buy lunch, I mean, I guess make it more than once, because a lot of people, the mistake they make is they'll do it once or twice, maybe 3 times, and then it's obviously that can just be a regular coworker thing too.
Yeah.
It's normal. But then now if you start if you make it a habit, or you make it repetitive to where they actually start noticing it, then that can kind of get you somewhere, right? Because then they're thinking about it all the time. Or they'll think about it the next day, oh, is so and so gonna buy me lunch today, right? Or what is so and so wanting to get lunch today? And then maybe, who knows, then maybe they'll turn it back on you, oh no, I'll get today, right? And then if they say that, then okay, there's some common ground that you guys are working with, or there's a rapport, like Gavin was saying, there's something to work with now. And then if that doesn't work out, then I would say, have you ever tried hanging out with them outside of work?
Yeah.
Just a simple hey, let's go grab coffee, or I guess lunch is kind of the same thing, but for the lunch thing, I was kind of more thinking of you're just bringing it back to the office, right?
Yeah.
But if you guys are able to take a lunch and go out to lunch together, that's a good next step, I guess. Of course, you guys should already be on talking terms, whether that's coworker or friend, just some type of contact outside of work, I guess, would help out your situation. So whether that's not texting every day, but just just, hey, that meeting was boring or something, some type of thing where you guys are talking and it's not just about work, you're actually starting to kind of get the message in that you're trying to get to know them better and kind of build something. And then that's of course where you can learn if they're single and stuff too, and of course make sure that's right.
Semi-probe it, but with the smooth way over time.
Yeah, it just literally talk to them how you would a friend, to be honest. That's the easiest way to, even if you're flirting and even if you're trying to get on a relationship level, think of it as friend. It makes it easier, because the questions just flow out better, everything just flows out better. It makes it less weird for both parties,
and you're more careful that way.
Yeah. There's less nerves. I mean, there's still gonna be nerves, because especially if you like them, but there's more confidence in yourself, at least, and that'll be better. That'll be easier to ease out the words. But so yeah, and then kind of going back to that. So yeah, get to know them on a personal level, just talking to them, and then small subtle hints buying lunch, or doing little things, whether that's opening the door, or pulling out a chair or stuff like that. Subtle stuff. Make it look subtle, of course. You don't want to make it look like you're already in a relationship, right? So doing all that stuff subtle, and then maybe going out to lunch, or going out to coffee, or hanging out outside of work, hey, trying to go to the bar or something like that. Even going to a bar, or getting happy hour. Oh, you can say happy hour. That's a safe way to say hey, let's go out for drinks.
dancing at the bar. I don't know if that's the thing. Karaoke.
Now you're going too far.
Show them that you're a little funny.
You're going. I mean, if you do karaoke and stuff like that, you can do it as a team thing.
You can sing,
and then just like, depending on how close you are with your team and your other coworkers, you can tell them like, hey, like I really like so and so, like, just so you guys know. And depending on how your team reacts, like they're either gonna make it hella obvious or they're gonna whatever, or they'll give you their insight on what they think about this person because maybe they've been working with them longer. But yeah, and then just like hangouts, and then from there you can. By the time you get to the hangout stage, I feel like you can really dictate like what they're feeling, and like how they're like how much they're feeling you. Yeah. I feel like at that point that would be kind of.
That's good.
Yeah. Anything you got to add on that one, Gavin?
No, I would just be like we've said, build that rapport first, build the comfort between you guys. If you keep just dropping small subtle hits, I don't know if that will be enough.
No, I feel like at some point that'll
kind of start increasing like how obvious it is. And then at some point you should discuss with the one-on-one, but you should understand that like you still want to be professional at work after whatever happens. So I don't know. You gotta kind of play it by ear. Yeah. People are different. They may not be who they really are at work. Yeah. That's why I hang out with them outside, try to see what they can do. Yeah. What do they like and stuff like that. So that's about it. I mean, honestly, for me.
Or if you already have that rapport, this is like extreme level, but if you already have that rapport, then literally just be straight up with your intention. Like, hey, I think we have a good connection going on. I think you're cute. Really love to get to know you better or whatever. Like, would you like to go out for dinner?
Yeah, go out for dinner or something like that. But like invite them to like something that seems kind of like a date, or just a private setting, or just on a date in general. But
you can call it a date. Yeah, you can even call it a date.
Whatever it is, and then they say yes, they say no. Okay. Oh well, then now you know what what's the.
Just do it in a way that doesn't make it awkward though. That's the thing. Yeah. Like if you really cherish the friendship or like really cherish the camaraderie, I don't even know if camaraderie is maybe not the right word, but whatever you guys have, like that relationship together, if you would rather have that than a failed relationship and make it awkward, then just kind of word it in a sense that like, I wouldn't say date maybe, but just like make sure you're really reading the right signs from them, and like it's pretty obvious, because if you're getting mixed signals and they're giving you mixed signals, or like they're getting mixed signals from you, then it could be a whole bad situation. Like it could literally turn for the worse. So don't do it. But you know who you are. But yeah, just really read into it. Read in between the lines, I guess, is what people say for that one. But it's funny because like there's another question that kind of along the same lines. It's, I really like this girl, but she always thinks I'm playing. How do I make it more obvious?
Stop playing.
Like we gotta know what you mean by define playing.
Like if she thinks you're playing, that means you're like saying like, oh, what's up? We should go on a date, and then you're just haha.
Yeah, you're kind of just you gotta be.
But
like,
you actually like this girl. Like I understand what you're doing. Like it's kind of like. So
I think we all do. I think we all do it.
So you're not too hurt,
It's like protecting yourself.
Yeah, but if she like. So at some point you gotta stop playing, dude.
Yeah.
Because like now she's going like, oh, he's just joking around, whatever. It's gonna be like that every single time. And she starts, even if she had a feeling she might start losing, she's like, oh, he might just be playing. Whatever. Yeah. So I mean, just stop playing too much. Yeah, I think that's literally like you kind of answered your own question. Yeah. Like unless you are like, no, it really goes back to you and like your intention behind the messages. I guess whether it's a text message or like in person, like own up to your word, or like. Really mean your words, right? Yeah. Like, if you're like, oh, we should go on a date, like, say it like you mean you want to go on a date. Don't just be like, unless you don't want to. Or, like, like a lot of people are like, oh, we should go on a date. But, like. Be smooth with it, though, Yeah, like, you. Be like, say it kind of like you're playing, and then just look at her. And she look at you, she's like.
But that's still kind of playing, no? If you were like, you're like, what if we go on a date? And then you're like side-eyeing them? Like, that's still kind of playing.
But you got to look at them and start watching.
Okay, do it to the camera. Do it to the camera.
I watch too much K-drama, but.
Do it to the camera. Do it to the camera. Do it to the camera. Let's see it.
So it'd be like, so why don't we just go on a date? That's too funny, bro. I don't know. It gotta be in the moment. It gotta be in the moment.
See, I know what you're talking about. I know the lines you're talking about. So like with that one, it'd be like it would be situational. So like say
if we just went on a date.
Okay, that's definitely like playing around. That's definitely playing around. Because that's definitely like a side eye thing. Because I do that with
my homies all the
time. No, I think it would be like, oh, that would be like a perfect thing. So if she was like talking about some type of restaurant or something like that, or like she's like, oh, like I'm new to the area, but I've heard of this place. Be like, oh yeah, I've been here before. You could be like, oh yeah, you could be like, oh yeah, I've been here before. It's pretty good. We should go. Make it. It'd be like a fun little date or something. See. You just gotta be like confident with it. He got a girlfriend. Shut up. You just gotta be confident with it and really like know what your intentions are.
Yeah.
And like just word it correctly. I'm the same type of way. Like I'm playful, flirty, whatever. But like you gotta know how to lay off the playing at some point. Yeah. And like you gotta make again, it really comes down to your intentions. You gotta know what your intentions are, and you gotta really mean it and stand by it. And just be confident in yourself. That's the biggest one. But yeah, if she's saying that you're playing too much, or if she already thinks you're playing, then you're definitely playing. Like you're playing too much. Like that's the advice right there. Here's just, if she says it, most likely that's what she's feeling. So like, I think you kind of answered your own question with that one, dog.
All right, next question.
Next question, or I guess last question. Oh, last question. Let's see. I lost it. I was.
Chuck wood. Oh shit, I messed up.
Okay, this one is like, oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't know how to phrase it because they left it as a comment. The comment was, "Why do people cheat?" But I feel like, in terms of giving advice, we need to see a little more into that scenario. I guess. I mean, I know the person. I kind of know the story, so I'm trying not to air out the story. But just
in general, though, keep it in.
I'm trying to generalize it. Yeah, I'm trying to generalize it. I guess. I guess it's one of those things to where I'll try to. Let me try to phrase it for like, maybe me or something. Why do people cheat in a sense of like you're doing all these things to keep them from cheating, and like you're doing all the right things, I guess. Like, I guess why do you think people cheat even if you're doing the right things and like you're being the best that they can possibly be?
I think
that's the only way I can think of it.
The person that's doing the cheating, because I think they're not honest with themselves of what they really want. Because you can give them what they say they want, but that's not what they truly feel and what they want.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it shouldn't feel bad that like you shouldn't feel like, oh, I did something wrong. Because if you really truly felt like you did most things right, like, then I think it's really on the other person.
Yeah.
Because it's still a choice.
Yeah.
You could have ended the relationship.
Yeah.
And then do whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I think the other person who cheated, they wanted to do what they want to do without losing what they already have. So it's, and they'll generally sometimes say like, I didn't get this from you, like I feel like you're not giving me what I need in my life. But really it's like if that's true, then I would hope that they have communicated, like the only reason I could give them some break is that like they've actually communicated this.
Yeah, I guess.
Told the person who thinks they're doing everything right.
Mm-hmm.
They actually like talked about, hey, like I really feel this way, but obviously you didn't do something properly anymore. Like that was one of the things you were missing.
Yeah.
Then they decided to cheat. Like I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
But still, like I don't like cheating. Like if you really are about to do that, break up with that person right then and there.
I think if you already not if you maybe even for me. I think for me it's like even if you have the thought of doing it.
Yeah, but like even if you had thought of doing it, like okay, but are you gonna act on it now? Like are you really?
But still, I don't know. Maybe that's just me and cheating. Yeah, maybe I'm biased towards it, but
it's a weird thing because people are different. Obviously, people communicate in different ways. But I mean, like if you really went through with cheating, I really think that like you should have ended your relationship because you really didn't value that relationship that
honestly
much.
End it. Yeah,
you kind of broke the sanctity and like the special bond that you're supposed to have. So like because you did that, like honestly it's over. It should be over.
I think it's more so I don't think there's an actual like, Because cheating can be any, like, people cheat for a lot of different reasons. It's like there's something they're not satisfied with in the relationship, and so they go out to look for it, or like maybe they're in a bad situation in a relationship, and like the only way to get out of it maybe is cheating. I don't know. Like, I guess, like, well, for me at least, I'll never, like, I don't like cheaters.
A lot of people will say, like, oh, but I still love you, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like,
if you love the person, I don't think you would do that. Like, or they're like, I did it for us. Like, no, what? I've heard that reason before. Not, like, personally, but, like, I've heard people that were in relationships, and that was the reason.
You just want something new without getting something you already have and old that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
That's why, like, regardless if you're a man or woman, it's like, you obviously, there is a point of time where you become complacent. Yeah. And stagnant, and, like, you have so much familiarity with what you already have.
Yeah, and then Jason talked about that last episode.
And then it's like, but you see something new that you really wanted, and, like, or you think you really want it, and you're like, oh, that's a new thing. Yeah. You know, it's like when you want to accidentally make a purchase on something. Yeah. Because, like, even though you don't need it, you already have whatever you need. Yeah. Fulfills your needs. Yeah. But you're like, oh, but that's new. Yeah. And you go buy it anyways, but you didn't need to do that. Yeah. It falls into the saying of, like, people are like, oh, the grass is greener on this side. Yeah. Is it really? Like, sometimes it is. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But, like, also, there's times where it's not. And, like, you kind of, that's why I always, before you get into a relationship and, like, before you really get serious with somebody, know what your intention is, and, like, know what you're getting yourself into, and, like, really take that beginning stages of, like, your talking stage or whatever kids nowadays call it. I don't even know what it's called anymore. There's, like, situationship, talking stages. We're what is it? Exclusive shit like that. I don't know. But to me, it's either we're dating or we're not, or we're married. That's it. Yeah. But, like, yeah, but that's why it's always a big thing before you get into a relationship, before you take anything seriously. Like, obviously, know where you're at first, know your intentions, know where you stand, and, like, what you're able to do, and, like, make sure that you fully are ready. But then also get a better understanding of the other person to protect yourself, to better protect yourself. Because I think now that the more I think about the question, it's like, I feel like they were trying to get to a point where it's like, is there a way to prevent somebody from cheating? Honestly, I don't think so. Cheaters will always cheat. Like, right? Somebody, if you can't control people 100%.
No, you can't. There's never a way, unless you, like, microchip somebody. But there's never a way that you'll 100% be able to control somebody. No. And if somebody wants to cheat, they're gonna cheat.
Yeah. Don't expect for them to be controlled. Yeah. Because you wouldn't want to be controlled yourself.
No, exactly. Like, it's. Because every relationship should be built on trust, right? Yes, you should be
trust and respect.
Should be able to let your partner do whatever they want. Like, you'll live their own lives, obviously, and then also, like, not be afraid that they're not going to come back home to you, or, like, they're not going to do anything that's going to hurt you, right? So, I think, like, if I'm thinking of this question right, I don't think there's a way to, like, well, the reason people cheat is, like, they're unsatisfied, or they have their own things they need to work out, or, like, stuff like that. But I also don't think there's a way to prevent that. I don't think they're ever
100% foolproof, right?
There never will be a way to prevent that. Yeah, no. As much as, like, somebody can love you, but, like, you really got to read into who they are, and, like, see past the what is it, rosy glasses, or whatever they call it, right? That stage. And, like, obviously, if they have a history, take it into consideration too. I understand people change and everything like that, but you also got to really take that into consideration. Like, if you want to protect yourself and not go through it again, then, like, you got to see it from the beginning, and, like, ask the tough questions, and ask the intentions, and, like, especially for guys, like, it's easy for us to kind of, like, beat around the bush. I understand. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. I'm guilty of that, sure, but in my past. But, like, yeah, like, really, whoever your partner is, whatever that first date is, whatever the first couple months is, like, really understand their intentions. You know, as a partner, give your other partner the assurance they need, whatever that is, and then just really make it known, like, what you want out of the relationship, and, like, what the goal is, whether that's long term or short term, or, like, establish the ground rules, I guess is another way to say it. But yeah, I don't, if I'm thinking of that question correctly, and you know who you are, I think that's what you were trying to go towards. Again, we're keeping these anonymous. I don't want to air anybody's business out there, except Gavin did, even though it wasn't him. But
Joey?
But yeah, I think that's the direction of that question. It's a tough question. There's not really. That's kind of the best advice we can give on that one. But yeah, if you guys have any, that's a new segment that we would like to implement on the pod. There's a lot of different segments that we'll be implementing too. Keep an eye out for the website. Like I said, Nice4What.show is what is the is it IPA address that we're going for or whatever? I don't know what they call it. URL. That's the URL we're going for.
IPA.
I was like IPA. Just wait. That's what we're that's the URL we're going for. Like I said, stay tuned. That'll be posted on the page as well. But yeah, this is another segment that we want to kind of implement. Either DM or upload it onto the website once that gets running. We would love to answer more advice questions. These are kind of fun. But yeah, that is our last segment of the podcast for this week's episode. A little bit more serious, less funny. Sorry about that, but you know, sometimes you got to get serious. Sometimes we got to get serious and talk about current events and stuff like that. But it's also for us too. Like honestly, sometimes I need that reminder. So self-reflection is good for us. But yeah, we didn't have a sponsorship video today, but the Paddock Filmworks, they still will be in our bio. Again, they are one of our biggest sponsors. So shout out to them. Like I said, check them out on Instagram. I will drop Jason's Instagram too. His PPF Instagram profile, whatever. I'll drop his down too if you want to directly DM him. He was on our last episode. Again, thank you again to the Paddock Filmworks and Jason. Like, follow, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're staying up to date on everything. Like I said, website dropping soon. That's still in the works. Catch our last episode with Anna and Jason. Anna, first girl on the podcast. Miso, first dog on the podcast. They're the first couple on the podcast too.
What?
So yeah, make sure you check that out. Run the numbers up so we can bring more videos to you guys like this. Yeah, tune in for next week's episode. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. This has been a Nice4What Productions, and we're out. Yeah.